What you baking? What you baking? What you baking today? What you baking? What you baking? What you baking today? In the kitchen, baking cookies or maybe a cake. Good evening, good evening, good evening. I suppose a lot of us are busy tonight. Some cooking for the holidays. Some just maybe just spending time with the family. I've also used this time of, I won't call it isolation, but the quarantine to kind of, straighten up different things in the house, to clean things that, not normally done on a regular basis. The cabinets, I think at this point, it feels like I've been kind of cleaning everything I can. Wiping down cabinets and parts of the wall that you normally don't see. Just, kind of keeping things as clean and tidy as possible. Especially since it's my responsibility to keep the house clean. So, just kind of been busy. Using this time of togetherness to get some things done, to deal with some things. And I'm telling you, I understand it's a little odd to be quarantined like we are, but I'm just capitalizing on it to do what I need to do for my family, to get, like I said, to get some things done, some really important things. So I thank God for that opportunity. I thank God for life today. And I wanted to come live because I'm going to bake a cake for our family. And just so you'll see, kind of what we do. And why I love to bake. I just love to do it, especially for my family. Now, most of the time, my sister and I were baking. Most of the time it's for orders, but because I don't need to put too many baked items in the house. I do as little as possible, intentionally. So, trying to just, get some things done for tomorrow to go with my dinner. I plan on making ham, some greens, mac and cheese, dressing, cornbread, sweet potatoes. I think that's it. Not too much. There's only a few of us in the house, so even then it won't be much. But I thank God. I thank God for blessing me to have those items in the house to cook for my family, who I love dearly. Tomorrow, the commercial term is Easter. But I'm going to call it resurrection. But what I do know is we can have resurrection every day. So every day is resurrection day, if you want it to be. So, okay, I'm going to show you what I do. I already have some butter in there, so I'm just going to get that started. So I'm going to cream together 2 sticks of butter with 3 cups of sugar, because you want to get it fluffy. And what I'm finding is when you baking, just be prepared to take your time. If you rush it, your product will taste and look like you rushed it. So if you don't have patience, I don't know about you and baking. So you really have to take your time. I'm going to put my paddle on. I'm going to get it started. Fortunately, my husband, back down first, actually picked the greens for me. So all I have to do is wash them, cut them tomorrow morning, because I decided I wanted to kind of cook everything fresh tomorrow. I didn't want to, I kind of put a towel over the mixer because sometimes it splatters a little bit. So I didn't want to do it tonight, and typically what we would do is do it do it the night before to start prepping a lot of the items, but I didn't want to do that today because I wanted everything to be fresh. So in the separate bowl, I'm mixing up 3 cups of flour, and I added in a little salt and baking soda. So I just wanted to mix that up together because it'll eventually be pouring in the mixer with the sugar and the butter. And what I love about this buttermilk recipe is there's not that many ingredients that you need. So I'm just whisking together, like I said, the flour, the salt, and the baking soda. Because I have to put up some more videos. You see, it's mixing along. I'm going to speed it up now since some of the powder has already been incorporated with the butter. Because you want to get it as fluffy as you can. And I'm in love with KitchenAid, okay? In love with it. And just always remember, anything that stays on the side of the mixer, before you add the next item in, you always want to push that down with a spatula. I use this to do mine. It's like a little KitchenAid spatula that I use. Like I said, you have to be patient. Take your time. Now I just have to keep my husband from eating the cake before dinner. And if I can do that, I'll be cooking with gas. Like I said, you really have to just take your time, but it doesn't take long. Because once you put all the ingredients in the mixer, it's just about greasing the pan, flouring the pan, and baking it about on 325 degrees for about an hour. But I will tell you, once you put this cake in the oven, you should not open that oven door prior to 1 hour, because you just shouldn't. You have to, like I said, be patient. And utilize your timers in the kitchen. You know, there's one on the microwave, there's one on your oven. My sister had to tell me that because sometimes I would just try to remember the time, but it's easier if you just use your timer. See how creamy it's looking? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push it down on the sides again. And then I'm going to do it a little more. And then I'm going to add in my eggs and my vanilla and my lemon. And then I'm going to mix some more. You just want all the goodness in the batter. So you don't want to leave anything on the side. I mean, when you think about it, when they come up with these recipes, it's really... when they tell you 3 cups, they would prefer you to have 3 cups and not 2 3/4 if you can help it. But if you leave it on the side, that's really what's happening. You're not putting everything in the mixture that you should because you want the cake to be delicious, you know. I'm just going to mix it just a little bit more. And now I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla and lemon. And what I use is pure vanilla and pure lemon. I don't like just regular extract. It leaves an aftertaste. So if you're going to use it, do pure. And I try to shake the container before I start using them just to make sure. That you get the full flavor. So I just put in a teaspoon of vanilla and a teaspoon of lemon. Pure vanilla, pure lemon. And I always use McCormick. And to that, yes, 6 eggs. I'm adding 6. You heard me. 6 eggs. When I add my eggs, I try to let each one mix in before adding in the next one. You just want it fully incorporated so you get the best flavor. So again, I'm using 6 eggs. And what I already have in here is 3 cups of Domino sugar. I love Domino sugar. I don't really like to use off-brand sugar because again, it leaves an aftertaste. So I like to wait until I can get the ingredients that I want to bake what I want to have. So this is egg number 3. Believe it or not, y'all saw the egg shell fall in there? Believe it or not, I'm almost done putting my ingredients in. Gotta be quicker than that. I'm mixing up my cake. Five. Number 6. So 6 eggs. It's gonna get really fluffy. And to this, I'm going to add my dry mixture right over here. And buttermilk. And do you believe that's it? That's it. And it's such a delicious cake. So I need a cup of buttermilk. I'm just using Dean's buttermilk. And when I put in the dry mixture, I kind of put a little dry, a little wet. What I mean by wet is the buttermilk. And then some more dry, and then some more of the Dean's buttermilk. Just kind of alternate. So what I'm going to do is cut that off and push it down again. Anything that may be on the side. I love this little recipe because it's really quick, but it's delicious, and the family loves it. Well, I should say they love when I bake, period. Like I said, except I have a husband that will eat it up if I let him. Not today. Because I wanted to go for our meal, with our meal tomorrow. And I like the KitchenAid spatula. I have a different one, but for some reason this works better than the other one. I think because the way it's made. I rarely cook for the bake for the family, I should say, because I don't want us eating this stuff all the time. So most of the time when we're baking, it's for somebody else. It looks really creamy. I like it. So now I'm going to add Hey Nicole. I'm going to add in a little of my flour mixture with the baking soda and salt. Just a little bit. Like 3 times. 3 different servings. I mean, well, I'm going to split it in 3s. So I put that in. I'm doing it on low so it won't splatter everywhere. Then I'm going to put in a little buttermilk to that. I only use a cup of buttermilk for the whole thing. So I just added some flour, the flour mixture in the buttermilk. And I'm letting it beat in there right quick. And then I'm going to add some more flour mixture. do it again. Hope you can see. And some more buttermilk. And I have this left for the third portion that I'm going to put in. And just kind of, I do it a little slow because, like I said, this flour will splash everywhere and I hate it. Hi, Holly. Doesn't that look creamy and good? When I was a little girl, when my grandmothers would finish baking, of course I wanted to lick the bowl and the spoon. In my mind, it was almost as delicious as the cake. So I'm going to put in the third portion. It's really quick to do this. And then you have a nice, delicious, moist. That's the good thing about this buttermilk. You have a moist cake. Who wants a dry cake? I don't. And so here's the last of the buttermilk. So now I'm gonna like really let it mix good. It's almost time to put it in the oven. Done. Now I'm going to cut it up a little higher because I really like it to mix good. To get everything off the bottom, the side. You can also buy a paddle that has like a flex guard that kind of would wipe everything around the side. But I do like this one because it's a big paddle. But I do have a paddle that I can use that kind of helps get some of that stuff from the side. So, but either way, it's fine. You just use a spatula when necessary to get everything on the side. Because of course you want most of the goodness in the bowl or in the cake, not on the side of the bowl, right? Like a new recipe for my macaroni and cheese tomorrow. So I'm kind of using a cheese that I've never used called Havarti. So I'm going to add Havarti, some Gouda, Parmesan, cheddar. And I've never ever used Velveeta that I know of. But the recipe calls for Velveeta. I was always like, yeah, Velveeta. But we'll see what happens. If it's nasty, I guess I won't make that version of macaroni anymore. But it's something different that I saw on social media, and I want to try it. And really, guys, guess what? This little mixing thing is done. You see how fluffy that mix is? I hope you really can see it. And like I said, that buttermilk will help this really, really, really be moist. That is it. And so after that, guys, what I'm going to do, I won't show you this portion, but I've already sprayed this pan. Let me show you. I've already sprayed this bundt pan. You see it? So I'm going to put about a tablespoon of flour in there and just flour the sides to help it keep from sticking. And then I'm going to pour my mixture. I'm not a good cameraman, so forgive me. That mixture in there and bake on 325 degrees. Like I said, for an hour without opening my oven door. And I will post pictures on our page when I'm done, and I hope my family appreciates it. I pray that you all have a wonderful, let me turn it back around. I'm sweating up in here, y'all. I pray that you all have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful holiday with your family. I know many of us are not with family like we would normally be for the holiday because we are quarantined, and we're trying to just do whatever it is in our power to, you know, make sure our family is safe. So I haven't really had visitors in a while, except my sister, and that's because of the baking. So, just kind of enjoy your family, enjoy your loved ones. And I'm just so grateful that, all of us are still here. Because after we hear so much about people dying from this virus, I just thank God that, we're still here. But I'm also praying for the ones that have lost loved ones, ones that whose holidays are certainly going to be different than normal because they're dealing with death or sicknesses. So you guys have a wonderful night. And again, I'll post pictures to this buttermilk pound cake. And I hope you have a good night. Bye-bye.